What's up guys, Hydroid here. I've had my iPad Air for close to 4 years now since I've got it close to launch, and I have to say, it's a very good tablet. But how is it held up? The iPad Air came out in 2013 and was launched on November 1st. It is the 5th iPad launched and came as a successor to the iPad 4, and is the second iPad to feature Apple's somewhat new at the time Lightning port. It introduced a much lighter and thinner body with smaller bezels to give it a more modern look. It weighs in at just 469 grams and is 7.5mm thick. This thing is super light and comfortable to hold and use. Now I use my Zag Ruggedbook keyboard case from Zag as both my case and keyboard because taking notes on the on-screen keyboard would be very annoying in my opinion. Link in the description if you want to see the review. And I also have the Zag cover, which hasn't been taken off in years and it's kept it scratch free. Now let's look at the build. On the front you can see that 9.7-inch Retina display with a resolution of 2048 by 1536, the 720p FaceTime camera, and the infamous home button. On the bottom you can see a pair of stereo speakers along with the newly introduced at the time Lightning port. On the left, you can see there's absolutely nothing, compared to the right where there's a ringer switch and 2 tactile volume up and volume down buttons. On the top, you can see one of the 2 microphones as well as the sleep button, and last but not least, the back, where you can see the 1080p rear camera that blends into the surface along with the second microphone. Even though the device was released back in 2013, I still think it maintains a modern design, with it looking the same with a few minor details that differ compared to the 2017 iPad. A couple of major differences being the screen and the glass is separated on the iPad Air and there's no Touch ID. Although I've never had any issues with it, there are some problems with this iPad and they do come with iOS 10. It runs all fine, but there's the occasional hiccup in performance where it will either freeze or just lag a little. It doesn't hinder daily tasks, but it can be annoying. It's not slow by any means though. One really annoying thing that I've noticed is that I can't get many apps to be running in the background without them being cleared from the RAM. That comes with the 1GB of RAM issue, which isn't much to do many tasks with today's demanding things. Although I wouldn't call watching Netflix and looking up something else in the background very demanding. But if you can look past a couple of flaws, then you can see that this is a good device for what it is. Yes, the iOS 11 it shows its age, and I doubt it will be able to run iOS 12, but don't quote me on that. Normally with my iPad usage, I can get it to last without 1 to 3 days depending on what I'm doing without going to the charger. Now, the speaker on it isn't terrible, but I wouldn't say it's the best. Yes, it can get loud in a quiet environment, but it does lack on the bass side. And when you're in an environment with some noise in the background, it can get pretty hard to hear him. Now, if you're not going to be playing intense games and editing big videos, then I'd recommend you get this iPad. Although if you were playing intense games or editing big videos, I don't really understand why you would get this tablet in the first place. Yes, this tablet can run games just fine and edit small videos with iMovie, which is pretty well optimized. If you want this to play games like Rear Racing 3, Asphalt 8, Geometry Dash. It'll suit you just fine. When I got this, the battery usually lasted me around 10 hours, and that's similar to what I get today, because 4 use of heavy usage is going to damage the battery. Aside from all that, this is a very capable tablet that will do everything the basic user would require. At 4 years with heavy usage and not a single failure, I'd say this iPad Air is held up very well. Although at the time of recording this video, I'd wait or not even update to iOS 11 if you'd like to maintain a lot of speed, but it's entirely up to you. I think the real question you all should be asking yourselves is, should you get the iPad Air in 2017, or should you get a newer iPad? I think it all depends on many factors, such as what you do with it, your budget, etc. But I think if you could get this at a pretty reasonable price, then I'd say get it. It'd be worth your money, and I'd expect at least a few more years before it's time to upgrade. Then again, look how long the iPad 2 has lasted. What is a daily book reader, a media consumption device, a Facebooker, whatever you use, it's really good for that. I think that's pretty much it as far as this iPad goes. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about your use of this or other iPads. Do you like it? Has it ever failed you? Do you even still use it? And if you like this style of video, leave a thumbs up and comment. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, I recommend you do that so you don't miss another video. As always, have a good day.